Another weekend, another massive fantasy hockey card upgrade as we march towards our second 99 overall card in Hockey Ultimate Team. We've also got 4 new All-Star MVP cards, a new batch of game day cards that feature block shots as the stat increase, as well as a large list of live moments cards, including a big Quinn Hughes upgrade all the way up to 93. And will we ever get a Nathan MacKinnon upgrade? All this and more. Let's get into it. So let's start first with a new 98 overall Drew Doughty. While I hate to admit that I was right about Drew Doughty being probably the best master set player in terms of the ability to hit 99, it's still Drew Doughty. Nonetheless, this is a fantastic card. 6'1", 210, gold shutdown, and essentially 99 everything already. One more goal will get him up to 99 overall, effectively boosting his speed and acceleration to max, and hopefully upping his endurance just a little bit. Now, he technically does have maxed out skating because you can put speed boost on the third synergy, as well as accelerator boost on the middle synergy. Now, as you'll notice, there's 3 to the middle synergy. I'm assuming that is an error that they will adjust, so I apologize for anyone that has this card. There really isn't much else to say. This is even better than Oliver Bonk's card. Now, the biggest question I'm gonna get asked is, should I upgrade his XFactor if I have it? Yes. There is a reason why when the fantasy event came out that I said to hold on to any of the master set players or cards that had an XFactor like Nick Suzuki or Tomas Hertl, because if you weren't able to afford their fantasy card, you could at least upgrade them if they blew up more than progression, even if it is going to cost you. Now, as it stands right now, if you don't have Drew Doughty's card, or maybe you were sitting on it just waiting and seeing, this is going to cost you when it gets to the power-up collectible stage of his XFactor, which is Tier 5. Tier 5 all the way to the end is going to cost you 42 power-up collectibles to get him to his 98. Now, to put that in perspective, that is 735,000 coins in total value if you are getting your power-up collectibles for 17,500 coins. That is still worth it. Now, I think I need to explain why, because his zone ability is one of the worst in the game. This is legitimately useless in Hockey Ultimate Team when it comes to Send It, and Seeing Eye is somewhat effective. Spinorama is not really useful, as is Ice Pack. Stick him up on any defenseman that is really under 6'3", in my opinion, is kind of a waste, just because it's so 50-50, but he does have Silver Shutdown. The reason why I think that he is worth the upgrade cost is, one, you're never going to have to refund it. You've essentially got a 99 card. His next goal he will get at some point, but even at 98, you're fine. It is so far and away ahead of progression that we're not going to see cards of this kind of attribute level until June or July. On top of that, there is a massive value in having cards that are just 99 attributes across the board, where you don't really have to sink a ton of abilities in to make effective. He is going to be the best card on the ice pretty much every single game, and you don't have to activate any ability. Now, if you don't have his XFactor card, is it worth it to go out and get it? No, not right now. I mean, again, you're essentially paying full value now because his XFactor is going to go for around 900,000 coins, and again, you're going to have to spend about 735,000 coins in power-up collectibles. Unless you are among the top 20 every week in Hut Champs and you get infinite amount of Hut Champs collectibles, which you can one-for-one trade in for power-up collectibles, no shot is any normal player going to do that for the value, in my opinion. However, what it does do is make the XFactor set trade-in valuable again. So once Team of the Year was finished, and you've gotten, let's say, Connor McDavid's Team of the Year, and Cale Makar's XFactor, and turned that in as well, even Matthew Tkachuk's, and you were able to get his Team of the Year card, there really isn't any use to doing this set again, because if you really wanted a player, you could just go buy them. Even Hughes and Jack Eichel are fantastic XFactor cards. You could probably get them for a decent price instead of wasting this, but it is now 100% recommended to do this set again, simply to see if you can try and get Drew Doughty's card in here, because again, that would save you 900,000 coins. So if you haven't done this set, I would recommend you do it. I'm not going to do it because I can't stand Drew Doughty, and one of us has got to stand true to not using players we hate. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm a Sharks fan. On to the All-Star MVP cards that we received. We got the 85 Wayne Simmons, 6'2", 184, power forward, and silver unstoppable force. They actually gave him some pretty decent skating. 89 speed and excel, 86 agility. Again, nothing crazy, but for anyone that's just starting out in the game, let's say you were a Christmas player and you were trying to get your objectives done for the All-Star event, this is actually a half-decent card, especially with unstoppable force activated. Next up is the 86 Patrick Sharp. So I know there are a lot of Blackhawks fans that will probably use him on a theme team. He's got sniper forward and shooting boost, that decent combo that really boosts up his shots. Silver 1T and make it snappy, and 93 speed, excel Excel, and 90 Agility. That's actually a sneaky good card. I'm sure a lot of people will start to catch on, but at his size and that skating, definitely a good card for anyone that doesn't have like a god squad looking to build up your right-handed wingers. Next is Vinny Damphousse, and honestly, I completely forgot that he was a Maple Leaf. My entire childhood, he was a Montreal Canadian, and then the very first year I was a Sharks fan, he was the captain. That's all I remember. He's 6'1", 205, sniper forward, shooting boost, so again, that combo. 92 speed and excel, 90 agility, 90 balance. These cards are actually really nice. 90 face-offs as well, with silver quick draw, which is usable for sure. Gold close quarters and beauty backhand. Again, another really usable card, and all of these cards will work towards those all-star objectives. Lastly, we've got a new Bobby Orr, 6 foot, 198, offensive defenseman, as well as two-way defenseman, shooting boost, and accelerator boost. If you have accelerator boost on, he's got 98 acceleration. So very good skating as always. 90 defensive awareness, a little lower on the body checking at 85. Gold wheels on a really fast defenseman. I mean, when he first came out, was worth it, but a little bit less now because there are so many good cards that have wheels that if you have McKinnon or McDavid, I'd rather have it on those two than Bobby Orr. Relentless is pointless, but it makes sense. Thunderclap, again, kind of hit or miss. Elite Edges, especially silver on a defenseman, is very useful, however. Again, this activates without the puck as well, so if you're looking for an upgrade to your MSP Bobby Orr, you could go with this one. Now, we did get new Saturday Showdown game day cards, and these will all go up +1 for every block that they get. I really wish they would have gave my man Mario Ferraro one, but he's been in and out of the lineup, but he is one of the best shot blockers in the league. Nonetheless, I will do a breakdown, I promise, this week before Saturday, going over these cards and how many blocks they average to see if there are any really good deals. We've got Tyler Myers for the Canucks taking on Eric Branson of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Chris Tanev and Jared Tenorti in the Flames Blackhawks game, Dylan DeMello and Simon Benoit in the Jets and Leafs game, Noel Chari and Caden Gooley in the Pens Canadiens game, and then Shabbat versus Nick Bonino in the Senators and Rangers game. Again, I will do a full video breaking these down to see if there are any really good sneaky buys. Going over the more interesting live moment cards, again, if there are any cards that I don't mention, it doesn't mean that they're bad. It just means that at this stage of the game, they're probably not going to be useful for anyone outside of you making a theme team or you're a fan of that player. Andrei Svechnikov at 6'2", 195 always has really good size and decent skating. 88 speed, 89 acceleration, and has speed boost to get it up to the 90. Sniper forward helps out his shot, and he's got silver truculence to make it snappy. Actually, a pretty fun card, again, for anyone that is trying to increase the power in their lineup among left-handed forwards. You could probably get him for the bare minimum of 87. We also got what feels like our 15th Thatcher Demko, defensive boost and speed boost, gold energizer, which is among one of the better abilities. I'd rather have showstopper, but still, Thatcher Demko has shown to be a pretty good goaltender in Hockey Ultimate Team. We got this 91 Aaron Ekblad, which is kind of funny because no one can figure out why he was getting a 91, but his Hutverse card was a 90, which again is another brutal reminder that Oliver Bonk did not get a Team of the Week card, holding true to the 99 progression that he should have. Shame on UEA, but this Aaron Ekblad card is gross. 90 speed and excel, 91 agility, two-way defenseman and offensive defense, as well as shooting boost and defensive boost. 90 speed and excel, can get up to 93 agility, and gold shutdown. This is a great defenseman card if you are looking for a right-handed defender. Honestly, one of the better ones in the game. If you don't have any of the fantasy cards, Team of the Year XFactor cards, very good. And then lastly, we got the 93 Quinn Hughes. And low-key, not a bad option here. I think that the smaller defensemen are starting to become a little bit of an issue because we are getting into that stage of the game where all of the bigger cards get faster skating and it starts to catch up. 97 speed and excel with 99 agility is still fantastic. You can also max out his acceleration with accelerator boost. But the real reason why this card specifically is very good is he's got silver shutdown, which will really help the fact that he's a little bit smaller. So if you are looking for a Quinn Hughes card, this could be a very good one. In terms of upgrading his X Factor, if you're a fan of Quinn Hughes, like I mentioned in all of my videos, yes, please upgrade him. But I'll be honest, there are going to be cards when he gets increases that are going to be far better than his X Factor. He really doesn't have any defensive X Factor abilities, and at some point they're probably going to give him truculence or shutdown on cards that are just going to make him far more effective, and they don't cost you nearly as much in terms of resources to make them. So again, unless you're a fan of Quinn Hughes, I would just wait for whatever live moment or other card that comes out for him. We also got a new XP Path set, level 21, which requires 15 XP collectibles, as well as 5 base icon players. Now, these are going for like 2,500 coins right now. Here's what I'd recommend. If you have any tradable, sell them all. Every time you open up packs, you've got a very good shot at getting these. You will get them eventually, and this set effect does not go away. So there's no rush to do it. You get a premium players pack, which is half decent, but it's not something that you need to rush out and do. So if you have tradable base icons, sell all of them now as quick as you possibly can. If you have untradeable, throw them in and get it done. So that covers it for today's content. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.